welcome back to the house, and today I'm going to be shooting another minimalism video for you guys. This one is about how to start and also how to save your money. Alright, so I'm going to start off with how I started minimalism. I got this question from one of my viewers. If I can find the comment, I will put it on the screen right now. Thank you for suggesting this. This is going to be really strange. Usually when you watch a how to start video, they give you steps and how they went through the process. Honestly, when I started, I didn't know what minimalism was. I was always changing my bedroom. I was always looking for something different. And before, I had two strategies. The first strategy that didn't work was adding more things. I think my minimalism journey did start within my room because it was my space. So I would just add more things. I would say, okay, I don't like this area. Let me add one more thing. Over time, I realized maybe you should start taking away things instead of adding more things. So after that, I just started researching and looking up designs for rooms, and then all of a sudden I came across minimalism. So it wasn't like I found it and then I started to practice it. It was kind of like I was already practicing it, and then I actually discovered what it was that I was actually interested in and could put a title to my actions. If you guys want to start, I would just say just do it. Just you can start anytime. You can start with the simplest things. Well, for me, I thought it was easiest to start in my bedroom and changing my color scheme and getting rid of some clothes and starting to live with less things. For somebody, I guess, who has no clue where to start, whatever environment that you find yourself in most of the time, that's where I think you should start. Another tip to start is just tell yourself what you want to get rid of. I have a lot of this. I know I don't need a lot of it. And I also want to clear my space. I want to clear my mind. So I'm just going to keep taking away until I find something that's sustainable and that I feel comfortable with. If you're walking through your home one day and you see that you have collected a lot of magazines and books and CDs and movies that you don't watch, I would say start there. You could just walk through the room. You'll say, okay, well, I don't like the way this space looks. I'm gonna clear it out. I'm gonna clean it out until I find it livable and attractive to the eye and not a complete mess. Guys, I just forgot to record with my microphone. So now if the audio changes, it's because I changed my mic. In the second part of this video, I'm going to be discussing how I'm still in the process, how I am starting to save money and tips that I would like to share with you guys, because honestly, I am a big spender. The tips I'm going to be sharing with you guys, some come from other YouTube videos that I've watched, others from books that I've read, and just plain old Google. So one YouTuber's video that I really enjoyed was Christman. Sorry if I just ruined your name. It is called How I Save Thousands of Dollars, 10 Easy Ways to Save Money. She had a lot of great tips. One thing she mentioned is attaching the dollar amount to the item that you're buying. So instead of saying, I really want these cool pair of sneakers, you'd say, do I really need to give away this $70? So it goes for anything, and I've been using it. So sometimes I have a struggle with fast food. I know it is so bad. I am working on it. One thing I'd say about attempting to stop eating fast food is don't just cut it off completely. Like, if you've been eating fast food for a while, it's better to order less things. So instead of getting a small Sprite and fries and a burger, when you go next time, you'd only get fries and a Sprite, or you'd only get a burger and a Sprite, and then more and more just start to decrease the amount until you find yourself not really having the urge to go and get McDonald's or KFC or Dunkin' Donuts or any of those places. Another thing she mentioned in her video is wait to buy. So instead of, if something's really expensive and excuse me, and you like it and you want to buy it right there on the spot, basically she suggests going home, thinking about it, giving yourself a week, 2 weeks to actually you know, figure out if you really want to spend the money on that product. And if you find yourself in 2 weeks completely forgetting about it, then you saved yourself how much money? I wanted to buy a yoga mat. Another thing, don't buy stuff expecting it to make you change your lifestyle. Like, I was gonna buy a yoga mat because I wanted to try yoga, and I thought buying it would make me want to try yoga. Honestly, that does not work. Buying workout clothes is not gonna make you work out. You working out is gonna have to be a personal decision. It's not gonna depend on a material item. So definitely don't buy something expecting it to change your lifestyle completely, because it's not gonna work. And within like 2 weeks, I totally forgot about the yoga mat. I didn't do yoga. So I also went on Google to check a few things out, and I found this really cool site called the simpledollar.com. For me, I can say I'm gonna do something, but that doesn't necessarily mean I'm gonna stick to it. So these tips I definitely think are easy enough for anybody to really stick to and work through day by day. They also suggested making a list before you go, and I've actually started making a list myself. So when I go to the store, or if I find myself in a place where I need to spend money, I will look at my list and make sure the only things that I buy are on that list. I also kind of guilt trip myself a little bit. I know that sounds so bad, but if I find myself home with 10 items that weren't on my list to begin with, I'm gonna feel kind of guilty about it. Another tip they had that I thought was really useful, Carly also mentioned this in her video, and it was about sharing your decision with your friends or your family or your loved ones. Going around telling people, okay, well, I'm saving up for something, or telling your friends that you're saving up for something. Because what I find is when I tell someone that I'm saving up or that I'm going to buy this thing and I'm gonna have a goal set for myself, I feel like that person, like if I'm going to that person and I'm just like, should I buy this? And then they'll be like, remember, aren't you saving up for, like, oh yeah, maybe I shouldn't buy this. So the next set of tips actually come from a book I recently been reading. This is a Kindle Unlimited book. I think you can get it anywhere, but it's called How to Save Money Without Really Trying, a Step-by-Step Guide to Saving $1,000 per Month by Kate Robinson. It's like 62 pages. The big books, they usually have a lot of tips and stuff you need to memorize that don't really stick. So those short, quick 5-step things, those are what actually stick in my brain and what I actually think about when I am deciding whether or not I want to spend my money on something. So some great tips from that book that I screenshotted are: keep a record of all your expenses. This one I actually started doing. I got the book 2 months ago, and I still have it just to like refresh my memory. And I actually did make a list of my expenses in a month, and I figured out that I spent, I believe, $400 in 1 month. And let me tell you guys, that's crazy to me. The majority of things I spent it on were nonsense, because when you have that piece of plastic in your hand, you're not really thinking about handing over $40 or handing over $100 or handing over $250. You're thinking, I'm handing over this piece of plastic. Like, you don't actually see what you're actually giving away. Another thing they said is create a penalty jar, and I have actually started my penalty jar. You get a jar and you write penalty jar on it, and whenever you spend money that is not a necessity or just something you wanted on a whim, you have to put that exact same amount into the penalty jar. If you went out and bought Starbucks drink for like $5, you have to put $5 in the penalty jar. Another great tip they realized that I haven't actually heard anyone else say is create a no spending day. My no spending days are Mondays. I'm actually gonna try to increase it to I'm actually going to try to increase it to 2 days where I don't spend money, or 3 days where I don't spend money. But for now, I'm only doing 1 day, and that day for me is Monday. So on Mondays, I don't spend any money. I try not to bring my card with me. Alright guys, so that is all the tips I have for you today. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you press that like button so I know that you guys like when I talk about videos or topics like this. If you guys have any suggestions for any minimalism topics you'd want me to discuss, please leave them in the description box because I definitely respond to those. So make sure you follow me on Instagram and Pinterest where I post a lot of cool things. If you guys are obsessed with interior design and decor like I am, make sure you follow my Pinterest because I have a whole board dedicated to just that. And thank you guys so much for watching this video. Have a nice day.